Good morning and happy first day of Summerween. I have just got up, so excuse the way I look and sound. I am halfway caffeinated and we are going to pick our first book together. I am going to read the synopses of both There's No Way I'd Die First by Lisa Springer and On Sundays She Picked Flowers by Yaya Schofield. Both horror but very different tones. Okay, first, There's No Way I Died First. Come out and play. 17-year-old Noelle Lane knows horror. Every trope, every warning sign, every survival tactic. Who better to throw the ultimate, most exclusive Halloween party on all of Long Island? With some of the top influencers in her school on the guest list, including gorgeous singer-songwriter Archer Mitchell, her popularity is bound to spike. She could really use a social boost for an upcoming brand expansion. Nothing is going to ruin this party, except maybe the low-budget it clown she hired for a stirring round of tag. He acts as one of her classmates, and from the looks of the devilish grin and bag full of killer tricks, he is just getting started. A murderous clown is out for blood, but Noelle has been waiting her entire life to prove that she's a final girl. Definitely seems a little goofy and out there, but I think it could be such a fun slasher-y time. Like I mentioned, this is going to be a very different tone. So On Sundays She Picked Flowers says, when Judith Rice fled her childhood home, she thought she'd severed her abusive mother's hold on her. She didn't have a plan or a destination, just a desperate need to escape. Drawn to the forest, Jude finds shelter in a house as haunted by its violent history as she is by her own. Jude embraces the eccentricities of the dilapidated house, soothing its ghosts and haunts, honoring its blood-soaked land. And over the next 13 years, Jude blossoms from her bitter beginnings into a wise woman, a healer. But her hard-won peace is threatened when an enigmatic woman shows up on her doorstep. The woman is beautiful but unsettling, captivating but uncanny. Ensnared by her desire for this stranger, Jude is caught off guard by the brutal urges suddenly simmering beneath her skin. As the woman stirs up memories of her escape years before, Jude must confront the violence rooted in her bloodline. Lengthwise, On Sunday She Picked Flowers is about 50 pages shorter than There's No Way I'd Die First. I think I would like to tackle the longer one first, and also I think I would like to start out with a more lighthearted, goofy, not goofy, but I mean, you guys heard the difference in tone from this. The audience for this is young adults. Some of the characters they described in like the influencer and rebrand angle, it's just a much more modern, different feel than this one. So I think I'd like to go with this first, and I will pick this up and get a little bit of the ways into it and let you know my thoughts. Hi, it is a couple hours later. It's 12:30 right now, and it's Friday, January 3rd. I have off work, if it's not obvious by now. I don't have work today, which is very nice. So let me tell you what I've been reading. I sat down and basically flew through the exposition of There's No Way I'd Die First by Lisa Springer. Really, really liking it, okay? I've come up upon page 70 and we have our first kill, and a lot of the setup was very much, I think, accurate to the way the synopsis was framing some of these characters. This Fright Night that Noelle has put on is purely for channel growth. She's 17 years old, she's an aspiring film critic and has created a community around like any sort of film commentary, specifically with the horror genre, specifically with Black experiences in the horror genre. And she's using this Fright Night on Halloween as an event to like invite other influencers in her class. And holy smokes, these 17-year-olds have like accomplished a lot, okay? We've got like a verging on professional musician. We have like a finance bro, if that's the way he's described, but he's like only 17 and he like is super knowledgeable and like he reads like he's, I don't know, 25 or something. We have a lacrosse star and a couple of other like girls that kind of have their own brand and like have multiple thousands of followers on Instagram. So, I mean, these are some very, very successful 17-year-olds. I would say we spent the first 70 pages setting up the event and like getting to know a couple of Noelle's closer friends, and then of course introducing all of the people who were invited. Not all the people who were invited are close friends of hers. Now, don't get it twisted. But yes, like 2 pages before I stopped reading, we did get our first death, and Gage, the it clown, has been introduced, and he is Very creepy. The setup is they were going to play a game of hide and seek, but yeah, obviously that's going to go awry. Very excited to continue reading this today. After sitting down and reading for about an hour, I just felt like I wanted to do some stuff around the house, get some chores and dishes done. So I did put on my audiobook for You Did Nothing Wrong by C.G. Drews. And guys, I just listened to another quarter of this book. I went from 40% to 65%. So I did not start and finish, when I finished this book, it will not have been during Summerween. I started this yesterday. But my hold is going to be up before the end of the weekend, so I really want to make sure I finish it because I cannot renew this loan. So many people have it on hold, and it's a very popular book for a reason. The story is about a young couple, but the main character has a son that she had when she was 16, and so now the couple, she's 22 and her now husband is 23, and you know, it is about the extremely traumatic and problematic relationship that she has with her son. She is really unwell. Like the way she is choosing to parent him is actively making me angry, and ultimately she is moved from Australia with him to marry this new guy, and he's American, and he moves them into this house, and the house is starting to exhibit some sort of like influence over this family. Like, I don't know how to describe this to you, but I'm like giving it a personality. The house is pitting them against each other and like creating these scenarios where they're separated and they have to come back together, they have to make decisions apart from one another, and it creates bickering and infighting, and obviously the kid does play a role in this as well, and he is the one that is very, very, very adamant the house is alive. He's 6 years old, and she is listening to him being like, the house is gonna eat me, I'm afraid of the house. Not his dad, but his stepdad, Brennan, is doing renovations on the house. This is a family home of his, and the kid will say things like, stop hurting the house doesn't like it when you hurt it, or something like that. So very, very creepy. I'm about 65% of the way through that, so I will be continuing these books with you guys. I am gonna go to the river later this afternoon. I doubt I'm gonna bring you because I'm just terrified of bringing my camera to the river, but I am getting some Summerween vibes, and I promise. Hi, it doesn't look like any time has passed, but time has passed, trust. It is 5 o'clock in the evening and we are back from the river. I took a shower. I am so tired. The sun took it out of me, but I was able to read, and I am now officially halfway through my first book, which of course is There's No Way I'd Die First. I'm loving this book. It is so fun, so over the top. Instead of hiding the clown and like, you know, everybody's split up and they like come upon a body at a time and like these gruesome kills are happening kind of like off screen and stuff, they are trying to be smart. Like, this is the whole premise, is that our main character Noelle knows a lot about slashers and horror genres and how to survive and be a final girl. And yeah, so she's kind of like doing her best to keep people in larger groups. Yes, people have had to like run in different directions, of course, but for the most part, nobody's on their own. And the clown is like having to take them on multiple people at a time. Unfortunately, we have had multiple deaths. One of them was a few worse than the others, I would say. Another thing to note is the pure amount of like mentions and nods to different iconic horror movies. I am in no way the most versed in classic horror movies, but we have multiple Scream mentions, Friday the 13th, of course the Halloween movies, of course the It movies as well, and there's a couple other ones. So some of the kills might look familiar, some of the setups and the jump scares might look familiar to you if you are a lover of those movies. I'm gonna get some dinner sorted, but I am letting you know I'm about halfway. I'm a little less than halfway, but I'm so excited to settle in and read some of this tonight. This book fits a number of prompts, and I am going to just tell you all the ones that it fits and then let you know kind of at the end of the week how I allocated the prompts, because depending on how much I'm able to read, I will probably have to double up prompts onto one book. So I've never read from Lisa Springer before, which is an unread, prompt, author you haven't read from before. This one will fit pink on the cover, and it will also fit, obviously, a horror. It is not under 250 pages, and of course I have not been reading it at night. So where I'm going with this is when the sun sets, depending on how far I've gotten, I'm probably just going to keep reading this book rather than pause it and pick up something else for the sake of reading it at night. This is only our first day. I don't feel the need to do that just yet, and if I'm really loving this, I'd rather just like fly through it. I will talk to you when I have another update. Hi, it is July 4th. Happy Independence Day. It is much later in the afternoon. I did not talk to you guys this morning, and we have just been to the boat. We're back, we're showered, and I am exhausted. I'm so wrecked. So yesterday did get hijacked. I did not read another page, I think, after I talked to you, which is a little bit disappointing, but when I think about it, I spent my afternoon and evening watching Cape Verde almost beat Argentina in the World Cup. If you have not been watching the World Cup, Cape Verde, this is their first time ever in the World Cup. Argentina have won multiple times. They are the defending champion. And yeah, it was definitely like Argentina slated to win by a landslide. Just go and look up the highlights. Just go and look up the highlights, enjoy the fight, enjoy the determination. It was exceptional, and I'm not mad that I didn't read anything else. Hopping on with you right now is actually very difficult because I'm so tired, and it'd be very easy for me to not just like check in with you. I have some time to myself. It is around 4:30, almost 5 o'clock in the evening, and I am so tired. I would rather like watch some booktube and honestly just like lie down and rest. I'm gonna see if I can get back into my book. If I want to get through my Summerween TBR, I really do have to be disciplined, and I know that this book is so enjoyable and easy to read, so I just need to discipline myself to sit down, because the second I read like 5 pages, I know I'm gonna be right back into this story. And personally, my best reading time is done when I'm in the house on my own. When Jared, my husband, is here, or like when music is playing or TV is on or other things are going on, I'm not nearly as focused. I also have personally, for years, I've like listened to lo-fi or instrumental music, classical music while I have been reading, and recently I have been finding that that is almost as distracting as like, you know, him gaming in the background or having a movie on. So I really need to sort that out, because I feel like right now, of course, it's fine, but like later in life, there's gonna be like virtually no time then that's like good for me to read if I require complete silence. Though you guys have only been seeing me here inside my house, I promise, this has been a very summer-weeny weekend so far. I was at the river yesterday. I was on the boat on the lake. Today I got some sun. We were floating in the lake for a little while. We play this game Sixes, where it's basically like a dare game. If I roll a 6, you have to do blank. And it was really fun. I have also been posting for the Instagram prompts, so just a low-key plug here. If you do not follow me on Instagram at storiesandsive, I also link that down in the description of every video under the Connect With Me section. You can find my Instagram and my Goodreads. If you are interested in following me along there, please do. Let's get into some reading. Good morning. It's Monday. I had a very unexpectedly bad weekend. After I spoke to you, just like mentally, everything's fine. Just like I was having a tough time, which is not the Summerween vibe. But I did serve in church on Sunday. I did bring some dinner over to some friends Sunday night. And honestly, I just haven't updated you guys because I haven't been reading. If you hear that noise, whirring in the background, that is the start of my morning every morning. Every work morning at least, Jared makes green smoothies. So that's what that is. So I did finish a book. I finished You Did Nothing Wrong by C.G. Drews, and I am giving it 5 stars. And the reason why I'm not excited about it is because it was one of the most soul-crushing and diabolical books that I've read in a long time. I think the subject matter revolving around kids and parenthood just like really drives home some of those disturbing messages, because it just feels like this cyclical, never-ending trauma that you cannot get away from. And it's perpetuated by horrible people who cannot see past their own wants and needs. It is really, really disturbing book. If that type of stuff doesn't get to you on the outside, it might not like come across as horrifying. Like the body horror was awesome at the end. But a lot of the horrors leading up to the big climax were very like, it goes bump in the night in this creepy house. To me, the true horror was the mom, Ellery, the son, Jude, the stepdad, and now the husband, Brendan. I'm giving it 5 stars. Why may you ask would I give a book 5 stars that I found so diabolical? It's because it's a horror. And if it is that impressed upon me that I am disturbed and horrified, it has done its job. Anyways, I'm going to work now and I will let you know what I pick up next because I have no idea. Good morning. We have the roller in. I am not doing great on Summerween. I literally have not picked up There's No Way I'd Die First since Friday. Ugh. And yesterday was a very high anxiety day, and I did start Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage, which is not the fun. It's a cowboy romance, and it's really, really fun. It's forced proximity. I'm having such a good time with it. I got like 60% of the way through it yesterday. It's a very quick audiobook. It's about 7 hours. But yeah, you guys, I have not like read a single horror thing at all yesterday, and the only thing I finished is You Did Nothing Wrong. So I'm hoping that I'll have more time to read later on this week, but it's already Tuesday morning and this ends on Thursday, and I have plans tonight and tomorrow night. This is just like a really busy week for me. So I don't know, I'm gonna keep listening to my audiobooks. If I finish this, I do have a very special NetGalley advanced listener copy that I'm excited to read and would love to start and finish. Obviously, I would love to finish it, but I don't know. I'm like so beyond like wanting to promise anything because I feel like the bulk of this Summerween has already gone by and I have barely read a thing. So it's okay. Sometimes this happens. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Hi, it's me. If it looks like I'm under a spotlight, it's because I am. It is Tuesday evening. I have plans tonight. Like I said, I have plans tomorrow night. And I want to put an addendum because I really have not been reading, and it's because of the World Cup. I forget what I was saying to you last, but I was like basically alluding to that I wasn't reading and life is really busy. Yes, I had 3 meetings today and couldn't listen to any of my audiobook. But also tonight, after my plans, I'm probably gonna watch the Columbia game and not read. So it's such a bummer that the first time I'm participating in Summerween, it lines up with the World Cup. Secondly and lastly, I'm here to tell you I cannot stop thinking about You Did Nothing Wrong by C.G. Drews. I love and hate that book. So disturbing, so crazy. Check it out. Reader, I failed. Unfortunately, we are at the end of Summerween and I do not have another reading update for you. I think you get it. I think you're tracking with me. You saw how the last couple clips were going and I read not another page. I'm definitely disappointed. I have a lot of love for Summerween. I love summer slashers. I love horror, obviously. And I'm literally having my birthday party is like a cookout that's Summerween themed. I was considering not editing and uploading the video, and I just realized how much footage I have. I did find a 5-star read, and I wholeheartedly recommend, if you like disturbing books, to check out You Did Nothing Wrong by C.G. Drews. And I also started a new book that I have a feeling could be a 5-star, and so I just didn't have the heart to scrap the video. But if you will please come closer. Can I have a redo? I would love the opportunity, and I'm going to be redoing Summerween. Later in the month of July, in a week or maybe 2 weeks, depending on how many meetings I have going on, there's less World Cup games happening as we get closer to the final, and I'm feeling maybe also my anxiety days were negatively influencing my ability to physically read. All that to say, please subscribe. I would love to give you another Summerween video that is a little bit more reading. I hope you appreciate the transparency. Sometimes things don't go as well as we want, but if you like other bookish content like this, like I said, please subscribe. I would love to have you. I do have a video coming this weekend featuring a very special guest, but for now, that is it for me, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. See you in the next one. Bye.